Alright, hey everyone, it's me BaRKy, and today I'm going to be speaking about self-healing in Rimworld and why I think it should be added, but probably not in the way that you're thinking, unless you're thinking about this mod. So over here we have the Dubs Rimkit mod, which adds in a few things to the game. It adds in a whole lot of things besides medkits, but the most important thing is that these are medkits over here and medicine bags, and one is made with normal medicine, one is made with herbal medicine. It's not too important what the makeup of these things are, but both of these are accessories in the game, so they can be worn in a similar way to how personal shields are worn, for example, which allow colonists to self-heal. Suddenly one or two thoughts pop into everybody's head, and then usually, I mean, for me it was like, first of all, this is broken. Everybody, let's shout it together, it can be so broken. And second of all, why is this not in the game in some form or another? Well, in the mod, there's a few caveats that make it a lot less broken. So first of all, it doesn't allow colonists to perform surgeries on themselves, and I think this is pretty freaking important. So let's let's go ahead and equip everything. It doesn't look like you're wearing anything, but you can see it over here, this medical kit, etc. It's not too important what it changes, but just know that it increases surgery speed and all that. But I don't want to talk about this mod too much. I'm not doing a showcase for it. But yeah, it allows you to perform everything except for surgery. And secondly, it's generally better to not doctor yourself, but let another colonist do it. But in most cases of the mod being used, I generally make sure my best doctors are the ones to heal them, unless it's an emergency. So the colonists rarely self-heal themselves anyways. Well, what's the point of having self-heal if you just tell your doctors to do it himself, BaRKy? That doesn't make sense, BaRKy. Well, exactly. So there are many playthroughs of having a single colonist, including one of the default scenarios, the Rich Explorer scenario. If you start in a world with less than peachy conditions, you are pretty much screwed. Like, if you're in a jungle or something similar to that and you get a disease relatively early, that is a terrible, terrible situation. And this is what killed me during my Fallout playthrough, which is a scenario where you're only allowed one colonist throughout the game, while there's a permanent toxic fallout outside. I didn't die to the many pirates that attacked me or the lack of food. I didn't die to even the mechanoids when they attacked. I died to malaria. Truly went out in African style right there. If I were to be allowed self-heal, however shit it is, I could have potentially survived. This was before I had any access to traders or any form of penioxylene. I think that's how you say that. So how I'd love to see self-heal implemented in the game is there's a few caveats, and I think it's important to consider these. So before I'd even consider this not being broken, first of all, it would always be a worst case scenario type of thing, always. It can't be at an equal level of normal doctoring, or there'd be no point in having it. Or there'd be no point in having normal doctors, if that makes sense. And secondly, it can't be used to do surgery whatsoever. So this mod actually gets that right, in that it will not... Allowing people to perform self-surgery is just a dumb idea anyways. Diseases, they're a bit of a grey area for me right now. I think it is important to be able to... I guess it would have to depend on the disease, but I think it is important to deal with that properly, especially early. So what it would take, in my opinion, this can all be changed. If you think this is too broken or if it's too weak, just tell me in the comments. I'm always open for suggestions, and obviously I do miss stuff. So I might have come up with something and thought, hey, this is not that bad, but it is actually majorly broken. Just tell me in the comments, guys. I don't mind self-criticism. I don't mind criticism, and I'm not very wealthy on self-criticism about this right now. So, what you need. First of all, you need somebody with a doctoring level above level 6. So this above level 6 is higher than the average doctoring level. So you don't just get a colonist and suddenly he can do it. Wanderers shouldn't be able to self-heal yet. Secondly, the heal will always be semi-low quality if you're under level 14 or below with doctoring. This will ensure that you never just leave your colonists to self-doctoring, and that you always make sure your actual doctor or other colonists are doctoring you if possible. Thirdly, it's never a priority, so your colonists will never self-heal if a viable doctor is available. This would obviously be set by you over here, so in your doctoring tab, anyone with even a 4 is a viable doctor. Next, you don't get experience from self-healing. This is important. It's to make sure that you don't just self-heal yourself. Next, you can't perform surgery on yourself. Also important. This mod does it. I think that is just a given. And finally, it should take 4 to 5 times as long as regular healing or having a doctor do it for you. And I think this is important Because ultimately what all of these caveats are, it's to make this more of a, it's a very, very situational thing. It shouldn't be what you go to first. That's the last thing that I want, if that makes sense. So after all of that, I feel like it could potentially be viable. The entire point of this concept is it should be the last option, only as a necessity. If you have two colonists, both of them have doctoring at level 1 or 2, you should always make them heal each other rather than self-heal, even though their doctoring is so low it's actually a joke. Self-heal would be incredibly weak, therefore only being used as a last resort. So tell me what you think. I think it could be cool, even if it's only for solo playthroughs when you're restricted to one colonist for an entire playthrough, as you are in the Fallout scenario. You don't get wanderers or anything like that. In fact, you can't have another colonist join for more than a bit, because the minute the colonist joins, you have negative 100 mood debuff. They're staggeringly ugly and creepy breathing and stuff like that. And you generally don't have enough food early game. So anyways, I'm going on a tangent here. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Another short idea video. I love stuff like this. It's fun to think about stuff like that. So yeah, hop onto the Discord if you want to reach me quickly, or just leave a comment telling me what you think. Negative or positive, whatever. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyways, guys, have an amazing day. See you all later. Thank you very much for making it to the end of my video. You've actually proved yourself to be above the average. Above the average. Because the average watch time of my video is 63%. But that's okay, because 63% is exactly how much you need to get a message across. And funnily enough, you only need to watch about 60% of this message to get what I'm making it for. Anyways, I've decided to open up a Patreon. If you'd like to support me, besides in the amazing ways that all of my awesome subs already usually do, then you can head over to the link in the description to check it out. All your support is appreciated, monetarily or not. If you're a subscriber, then be sure to hit the little bell over here to always be up to date with videos I push out, and head over to the Discord if you ever want to have a deep and meaningful chat with me. And last but not least, I hope you're having an amazing day.